Right, okay, so welcome to my little blog thing. Don't really know what I'm doing, first time doing this kind of thing, so yeah, just quickly thought I'd show you around my car. Right, so little backstory. Back in the 80s when I was growing up, my uncle and granddad had a Subaru garage. You know, when Subaru was kind of like pretty small, we didn't have the Impreza, obviously, just kind of like utility vehicles and things like that. I think it had the 1.8 turbo coupe. I can't remember the name of it. I think it might be an XT. I was looking for a project car. Had various Hondas. Wanted something kind of different, and nothing really kind of took my fancy really. And I was just browsing the internet and came across pickup. Looked familiar. Kind of just brought back a load of memories of when I was a kid, and just kind of like a whole wave of nostalgia. So drove about 4 hours or so to Cornwall. Got this pickup. Got it from an old lady. She was super sweet. Had it for about 9 years. Took pretty good care of it, but it was pretty kind of rotten in places. Usual places. If you've got one of these cars, and you'll know they do tend to kind of rust in key areas. So beside that, it's pretty good. So I'll just show you now. There it is. That is my '93 Subaru MV, as we call it in the UK, Brat in America, Brumby in Australia. Basically, it's gone through pretty much a whole kind of full-on resto, I suppose. Was obviously a different colour. Had a full respray. I did do that myself. It's not the best job in the world, but it's still pretty good. For the first time spraying a car, I'm pretty happy with it. Colour is a RAL code colour, 7031. I call it bluish grey, which is bluish grey. Like I said, all the areas that kind of rust have been sorted out. Obviously, one of the main things that goes is the arches. Front arches go pretty easily. Fortunately, there is a guy in the UK, a guy called Giles Walker, who's a really good dude, and he hooked me up with some fiberglass wings and a front balance. So obviously they're not going to rust anymore, and you can see they're pretty good. Fitment is also really good. I do need to sort out a few little bits and pieces here. I mean, to be honest, most of it is little bits and pieces because I've done obviously most of the work. Really should have videoed kind of the whole thing, but it didn't. So it's kind of little bits and pieces here, kind of like finishing it off. Mainly suspension. That's what I'm going to sort out. I've got some kind of ghetto rigged kind of suspension at the moment, going with some kind of proper coilovers. I'll show you in a bit, or another video. I don't know yet. So what else? So obviously, yeah, it's kind of pretty different. Bolt-on arches. See there, I did kind of cut out quite a bit of metal, obviously, to get the wheels to fit. As you can see, they kind of poke out pretty far. They are 15 by 8s, ET negative 25, so pretty strong. As you can see, in the process of doing, or kind of blacking out all the existing chrome. Obviously, this was, as you know, it's kind of like chrome, and see, this is still chrome, but it's just been wrapped at the moment. So door handles, all the trimming. What else? Kind of headlights around there. I do have some more headlights that are on the way. I'll show you those when they arrive. They'll be pretty cool because they are projector headlights, so we can get HIDs in there, which is going to probably just piss people off on the road, especially when it's kind of bouncing around, because there is no suspension at all. What else on the front? Okay, so obviously, yeah, deleted the existing or normal wing mirrors, flush those out. Went with the wing mounted ones just for that kind of a retro vibe, I suppose. On the front, obviously chrome bumper there, and that lip is for a Mark II Golf, just off eBay. Obviously you can see I've kind of patched it up because it was pretty narrow. Made it a bit wider just to fit from kind of wing to wing. And bed was pretty good. I apologise if it's kind of dark because this is my new workshop that my uncle kindly let me use. It's full of shit. It really is, and he's not the best, bless him, at throwing stuff away. So I've got to deal with crap kind of everywhere. It's not the brightest workshop in the world, and it's got single skin roofing, so it is kind of raining on the car. I've got a cover, so it's not too bad. Back to this, yeah. Obviously it was just normal paint. Bed was good. The old dear, she had what did she have on there? She had a truckman top on there, so that kept all the rain out. This is Raptor coat. It's like a polyurethane mixture kind of system, so it's pretty tough. I only used about half of what I was supposed to on there, but the coverage is really good. Looks like brand new. Yeah, it's all pretty neat. So yeah, it's going to stop it from some rusting. Not that I'm going to be going out in the rain much because I don't want it. Plus I need to probably kind of underseal the car, which I still need to do. The interior is basically stock. Pretty clean actually. It's only got a bit of wear on the driver's side. Not much really. I'll swap out the steering wheel. I'm gonna get a Boss eventually. Probably swap the seats as well. Rip up the well, not rip up, and take up the flooring and put some Dynamat in or something just to kind of make it a bit cozy in there. Stereo is kind of upgraded. Obviously the head unit, speakers. I use the existing mounts and holes, but kind of bored out a little bit and put some bigger speakers in. There's some 13 centimeters speakers. Yeah, so kind of standard in there. Engine is stock as well. For now, knowing my kind of track record when it comes to modifying cars, be like, oh, I'm gonna leave it stock. Doesn't stay stock ever. So yeah. Let's get in here. Go. Cool. Right. Okay. So engine is, yeah, as you can see, really stock. Didn't spray the engine bay because I knew I was going to do some work on it. Engine did have head gaskets done before I got it. So, and it's running pretty good, to be honest. It's like 160,000 miles. It just keeps on going really. It's a good car. Need to sort out the radiator because that is fucked. It's kind of like the Titanic of radiators. It's fucking full of holes. So I'll create an Amazon one off eBay Australia, because I know they do have quite a few bits there. And if you've got one of these cars and you know that getting parts for them in general isn't the easiest in the world, kind of tricky, and not really many people know much about them, apart from kind of like a selected few, I suppose. As you can see there, with the suspension, do have camber plates. Camber plates are generic ones. They're blanks off eBay. good thing about being blanks is obviously you can just re-drill them, put them in. Suspension is like a combination, like a hybrid combination, I suppose. KYB shocks of two-wheel drive Subaru Leon, I think. So slightly shorter stroke. That combined with a eBay coilover sleeve system, which is for a 92 to 2000 Civic, Honda Civic. Fits straight on. You can got like kind of coilover adjustment. It's all right. Springs are springs a little bit bouncy, but what do you expect for kind of like 40 quid? Kind of cheap shit. That light's flashing now, which is really fucking annoying. But we do have bits and pieces. Okay, so heavy. Right, so put that there. This is new coilover, obviously. These are from a good friend of mine, Adam, from 61. As you can see, awesome coilovers. He has them all made to his specifications, so really high standard, like amazing quality coilover. So I've got to do a few bits to get him on. It's pretty straightforward. The only thing that's different is the cup diameter at the bottom. Cup diameter, you've got to put a shim on it, about 1.5 mil thick. Alley would be enough just to kind of pack it out so it sits at the bottom of the suspension properly without kind of rattling around, and gets a nice kind of grip on it. So that would give me kind of a full adjustment, and be nice and solid. Full height adjustment, 32-way dampening, so rebound, compression, pretty awesome. Looking forward to getting those on. What else have we got? New replacement shocks for the rear as well. At the moment it's still running the standard shocks. Bought some new KYBs, just replacements for the back. Come on! KYBs, there you go. Yeah, the back ones obviously are pretty old, taking a bit of a beating. Probably not going to last that much longer. So those ones are super cheap. You can get them from Rock Auto. I think they're like 20 quid each or something. And then plus kind of postage to the UK. They worked out super cheap. Just ridiculously cheap for a quality shock. So that'll do for now until I swap or figure out how to do a coilover setup on the back, which I've got an idea of how to do it, but I think it involves finding a few bits, because I don't really fancy kind of fabbing or refabbing all the rear arches, kind of boxing it out and putting like a proper coilover mount in there. So I could do, but you never know. I mean, I'm not an engineer or a mechanic. I'm just some dude that just likes using his hands and cars and shit. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Oh yeah, stickers. Yeah. Nothing massively interesting, but if you do swap your rear shocks, got some KYBs, identical basically, apart from their centimetre shorter, which kind of works out right for me, because having a shorter stroke shock is good, because the ride is shit on the back, so that should maybe help a little bit. Probably not, we're talking shit, but there you go. So you can see, touch shorter. Interesting. Also, as we're here, I suppose, did 6-stud conversion on the back. As if you've got a Subaru like this, you'll know that they've got the weird stud pattern, which is the 4x140, which basically you can't get any wheels for it at all, apart from like an old Peugeot. So what people do is, obviously you've got the two original studs there, holes there for the originals. Knock out the opposing studs, and then you're left with those two. You can put a 6 by 1/39 Jap wheel on them. You can sit that on there. You can mark out where the new studs go, drill them, and put new studs in, and then you've got a 6-stud conversion, which opens up the world to a load of different cool wheels. Obviously, you've got those ones which are steels, which I got for like about 140 quid for 4, which is really cheap. Obviously, got my other ones there that I'm currently refurbing. They are 2-piece splits. It's exactly the same offsets and widths, but just better looking and lighter, because obviously steel wheels weigh a ton. Other little bits, I suppose, include obviously you can see there, got rid of the bumpers or the bumpettes on the back of a vehicle, with them bumplets. I don't know, pretty much pointless. So I'll blank those off. Obviously left those tiny little holes there. So went to a website, which I can't remember what it was, Car Builders Solutions, I think. I've got those little LED indicators, and they fit straight in, which is pretty cool. Kind of finishes it off. Exhaust, as you can see, kind of not standard. That was basically, I got a cheap, well, not cheap, I got it free from my buddy. Got an exhaust, kind of hacked it up and turned it into that, really. So kind of 2-inch piping, axle back, 3-inch tip, kind of made it look a bit cooler with the end there, and sounds pretty good.